Trump says Israel-Iran ceasefire in effect after deadly overnight strikes. Big news out of the Middle East. US President Donald Trump makes a bold statement. The ceasefire between Israel and Iran is officially in effect. This declaration comes after deadly overnight strikes that have sent shockwaves through the region. The world is watching closely what led to this dramatic escalation and what's next for the US, Israel, and Iran. In this video, we'll break down everything you need to know about these recent developments and what it could mean for the future of Middle East politics. Trump's statement on the ceasefire and its impact on the global stage. Earlier today, Trump made a shocking announcement, claiming that a ceasefire between Israel and Iran was now in effect, following deadly clashes that took place overnight. While many political analysts were left stunned by the statement, Trump did not provide specifics on how this ceasefire was achieved, leaving the public hungry for details. So, what could this mean on a global scale? A ceasefire, especially in the context of Israel and Iran, is no small matter. Over the past decades, the tensions between these two nations have been at an all-time high, each side accusing the other of fueling conflicts through proxy forces and military strikes. So when Trump steps into the conversation with a claim that a ceasefire is in place, the stakes couldn't be higher. Remember, Trump has always been a central figure in US policy towards the Middle East, especially with his controversial actions like moving the US embassy to Jerusalem and withdrawing from the Iran nuclear deal. With his declaration today, questions are swirling. Is this part of a larger plan for peace? Or is this just a political move? Deadly overnight strikes between Israel and Iran. Details and casualties. Now, let's look at what led to this declaration. Overnight, deadly airstrikes were reported between Israeli and Iranian forces, with significant casualties on both sides. Reports are still coming in, but multiple military installations and civilian targets were hit during the attacks, including key sites in Gaza, Syria, and even within Iran's borders. The violence, as expected, has sparked immediate reactions from leaders across the globe. While the official death toll is still being calculated, initial reports indicate dozens of fatalities. Israeli officials have expressed concerns that Iran is using proxy forces in Syria to launch attacks, while Iran has blamed Israel for striking Iranian assets directly on their soil. This is nothing short of an escalation that many feared would lead to further bloodshed. How the ceasefire could reshape the Middle East power dynamics. But if the ceasefire holds, this could have major implications for the entire Middle East. For years, Israel and Iran have been locked in a high-stakes chess game, competing for influence in the region, particularly through proxy wars. A ceasefire, especially if mediated or endorsed by the US, could reshape the balance of power, shifting alliances and challenging the military influence of other regional players like Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and Russia, with Israel moving closer to Arab nations like the UAE and Saudi Arabia. Any ceasefire agreement with Iran could be seen as a way to stabilize relations with these neighboring countries. However, it's also possible that a ceasefire could be viewed with skepticism, especially from countries like the US and Saudi Arabia, who have long considered Iran a threat to regional security. Key reactions from global leaders and how this affects US foreign policy. Global reactions to Trump's statement have been swift. The US State Department has refused to confirm Trump's claims, citing the need for further discussions with allies in the region. Meanwhile, Iran's foreign minister dismissed the ceasefire declaration as premature, warning that Israel's actions still posed a threat to peace in the region. In Russia, China, and other world capitals, leaders are closely monitoring the situation. Both Russia and China have long-standing interests in Iran and have expressed concerns over US intervention in Middle Eastern conflicts. The balance of power in this region has always been fragile, and this ceasefire, if genuine, could tip that scale, potentially diminishing US influence. What's next for Israel and Iran? Peace talks or deeper conflict? The big question now: what happens next? Will this ceasefire hold, or will it be short-lived like many others before it? There is speculation that this ceasefire is only a temporary measure, a way for both Israel and Iran to regroup and reconsider their next moves. Peace talks have been suggested, but given the history between the two nations, it's unclear if genuine negotiations are possible. Both nations have been here before, negotiating and then returning to conflict. But this moment feels different. If Trump's announcement signals a true shift in US foreign policy, and if the ceasefire holds, it could pave the way for new diplomatic avenues. But for now, the world is watching. Waiting to see if this peace is more than just a temporary stopgap. The situation in the Middle East is one to watch closely. What do you think? Is this ceasefire a sign of lasting peace, or just another chapter in the ongoing conflict? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for the latest updates. Like, share, and subscribe for more geopolitical news and analysis.